Hey guys, Zach here. I know it's called football. 3 wins in a row now following those 3 losses to Palace, Brighton, and Southampton. And on paper, you might have seen it as the complete opposite, really, when you think of the points that we took from these past 3 games. Chelsea, especially, Manchester United, we won, and West Ham, obviously now finding themselves in the middle of a semi-final in the Europa League. The way we lost to those 3 teams as well was really, really disheartening, disappointing. So many words that could be used to sum up those 3 disheartening performances. And I know a lot of fans felt the same as me. We were really, really worried. And forget Champions League football at that point. I was thinking, where could we finish? Are we going to even finish below Man United, who arguably have had a horrible, horrible season at the moment? And just want to say, forgive me, I do have a bit of a cold still, so I probably don't sound as cute and pretty as I normally do. Look, moving forward, those 3 games, it's so important, but I just can't help but think the 3 losses against Palace, Southampton, Brighton, I mean, they really could come back and bite us in the ass because looking at the league table, even if we got 4 points from those 3 games we lost, we'd be sitting in third place. And everyone was talking about, forget top 4, let's chase down Chelsea in third place, who do find themselves in a battle for top 4 at the moment. And based on their form, I mean, you never really know. Tottenham, they like to get a result against big teams. You see the way they played against Man City, the way they got points off of them this season. They do have Liverpool next. I hope to God that they don't get a result against Liverpool. Really, because I would prefer they probably won the league over City. And of course, Tottenham, beating Liverpool and then coming to face Arsenal the week after, you have to imagine how much that would do for their confidence, Antonio Conte's men. So it's a pretty terrifying prospect on the horizon. 4 games left. Excuse me. 4 games left for us. 4 games left for Tottenham, and a lot to play for. Now, on a positive note, if Liverpool do get a result against Spurs and beat them, and we win against Leeds, that means if we go to Tottenham Stadium and get a win there, we will solidify a top 4 finish for Champions League football. And while it's not as good as winning the league there at White Hart Lane, excuse me, how sweet would that be? How sweet would it be to win at Tottenham Stadium and get Champions League football just above them, right in their backyard? Well, in Arsenal's backyard, really, in North London. That would be so fantastic. And for Mikel Arteta and this young squad to achieve something like that Arsenal, it seemed like ages now. It's 6 years without Champions League football at the Emirates. It would be such a fantastic achievement. Nobody saw Arsenal in a top 4 race, favorites for a top 4 race. I mean, the first 3 games of the season, people were all calling for the head of Arteta, saying the players aren't good enough, and it's hard really to see a different side of that. There's obviously very positive fans, and I myself, if you've watched any of my videos, you know how optimistic I am on things. But excuse me, there was no light at the end of that tunnel. It seemed that tunnel was going on forever and ever. But he really has turned things around. Talks about a new contract for Arteta. I think would be fantastic for him. And speaking of new contracts, Eddie Nketiah, again, last night had a very good game against West Ham. Excuse me. A lot of stats here for Nketiah. He had 100% of his take-ons completed, 7 out of his 9 duels he won, 6 shots, 4 shots on target. He won possession 8 times. The way he can pick the ball up and run. Another mistake there. I think it was Vladimir Soufal, looked just like the mistake that Christensen made for Chelsea when Nketiah snuck away and got that goal. Again, he makes these opportunities himself. It's so refreshing to see sort of an out-and-out striker, a real forward. And Nketiah, Lacazette, getting on with age now. He's not as quick. He has developed a new role dropping deep. We saw Nketiah sort of doing that a bit in the first half, and it just is not his game. And the way he just... Look, maybe he's a little bit wasteful. There was a shot, I think, in the first half. We got a corner out of it. It was a bit wasteful, but I'm relieved to see a forward just taking a shot, having a go, putting Fabianski in a very uncomfortable situation. I think 2 really, really good saves he had to make from Nketiah. The ball down, then he played through in the second half to Eddie, where he just missed the target. I mean, the ball was fantastic. People who want to slate El Neni for not being able to make passes like that. It's just rubbish. It's absolutely not true. He knows his role. He's probably asked to more shore things up. We know Granit Xhaka is good on the ball. Perhaps didn't have the best of games last night, but look, all in all, Eddie Nketiah last night might have been my man of the match, if not for Rob Holding, who I thought was fantastic yet again coming into the side in the absence of Benjamin White, who we don't yet know. Arteta has said that he picked up an injury against Manchester United. He felt a bit of a tight muscle, so we're yet to see the extent of that injury. Excuse me. Now, we know Tomiyasu came off injured, maybe about 15 minutes left. Cedric came on to replace him. Arteta has said that he's not worried about that. He said hopefully he'll be okay. It's probably down to him not having game time under his belt. He said the same for Bukayo Saka, said he was fatigued. He had a little bit of an injury, I think the same that he picked up against Man United. So as of now, it seems like maybe Benjamin White is the only player that will be unavailable for the trip to Leeds. Leeds at home. So we'll see what develops there in the coming days. Now, Arteta speaking in his press conference, his little interview after the game, talking about how there's times where you have to win dirty. That's the term that he used, and it was a really sloppy game. I mean, the way both teams gave away possession, there was not very much fluidity in the football that we were playing. A lot of passes going astray. I mean, there was a lot of passes that went astray. Really poor passes. Both sides actually did it pretty horrible job of maintaining possession throughout the game. And with Leeds coming up, if you watch that game against Man City, often they found themselves on the counter, and they have players that can hurt you on the counter attack. Daniel James, we know, super quick. Rodrigo is also a very, very quick player. It can be a terrifying prospect. The way they opened up Man City, obviously they lost 4-0, but it sort of really tapes over the fact that Man City could have conceded at least 2 goals during that game. So yeah, it is concerning the way we were a little bit sloppy, but sometimes you have these hiccups and you do get a result, and that's what winning dirty is all about. The cohesiveness and togetherness these players have. You saw the interview with Ramsdale and Rob Holding at the end. Fantastic stuff. Really good. These players coming together. It's so refreshing to see. Mikel Arteta, just speaking on Rob Holding, said, "I said to you guys, to good people, good things happen. Rob is another great example. The way he trains, the way he is amongst the team, he's just a phenomenal person and player to have around the team. When you ask him to come in, he's always ready." And it's true. I mean, whether he's coming on as a sub when we sort of play that back five where Rob Holding comes in, I mean, he wins every header in the air. He really does. And Tomiyasu is another player I was impressed with yesterday. Didn't seem to put a foot wrong. His first start, remember, since January, coming in after that long-term injury to his calf. Another player did really well from the get-go, winning all his headers. The way he plays on the ball, so quick, so strong, Tomiyasu. I think in the first half, you saw him sort of panting a little bit, dramatically sort of showing how tired he was when he was trying to hold the ball up. I think maybe it was from Ben Rama. Did a really good job, the commentator, actually. I think it was maybe it was Arlo White talking about how you can't train for that. That's not something you get in training. That's strictly from games. And it was a great point. Tomiyasu looked really sharp. Let's hope he's okay and he can start against Leeds at the weekend. Guys, that's really it for me. I don't want to go on too much. I have, like I said, a bit of a cold, and I probably sound horrible on this camera. I did want to mention one more thing, actually. Arsenal now, after that win, 20 wins in the league. That's the third best in the league. I'm just looking here. Chelsea 19, Tottenham 19, and then it really drops. Man United 15, West Ham 15, Wolves 15. It tells you a lot. I mean, we are a lot of fans, I think myself included, flip-flop around about Arteta, this team, the players, do we have it? After those 3 losses, things were really dark, I think. Fans were sort of turning, but you have to say, Arteta does seem to get the best out of these players when it matters most. Yes, those 3 games, of course they all matter, but he really is turning things around. And to have third most wins, just behind City and Liverpool. It is quite a lot. Obviously, Liverpool have 5, City have 6, but look, they're in a league of their own, those two, and arguably we should be in third place. But, things just don't always go your way. So that's enough rambling from me, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far, I do really appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter. That's always in the description as well. And thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you when I see you.